The sun rose over the vast golden savanna, painting the world in hues of orange and gold. Birds chirped merrily, and the breeze carried the scent of wild flowers. Animals stirred from their sleep, ready for a new day. Among them was a hyena named Gaizo, who was known not for his bravery or strength but for his insatiable greed. Today, Gaizo thought, "I'll have the biggest feast ever." But little did Gaizo know, his greed would lead him to an unforgettable lesson. As Gaizo wandered, his sharp nose caught the scent of a delicious meal. Following the smell, he stumbled upon a wise old tortoise nibbling on a few sweet berries. "Hello, tortoise," Gaizo said slyly, "what a small meal you have. Why don't you share it with me?" The tortoise, unbothered by Gaizo's tone, smiled. "These berries are small, but they are enough for me. Greed, my friend, can be a dangerous thing." Gaizo laughed. "Dangerous? I'll show you how to feast like a king." Determined to prove the tortoise wrong, Gaizo sniffed the air and followed the scent of something even better, a large chunk of fresh meat lying under a tree. "What luck!" Gaizo exclaimed, running toward the meat. But as he got closer, he noticed something strange. The meat was tied to a thick vine. Ignoring his instincts, Gaizo grabbed the meat and tugged. Suddenly, the vine pulled back with a snap, and Gaizo found himself dangling from a trap set by hunters. Suspended in the air, Gaizo wriggled and yelped. Birds fluttered away, and the savanna seemed to mock him. Hours passed, and the sun began to set. The tortoise slowly approached, looking up at the trapped hyena. "I warned you, Gaizo. Greed blinds us to danger." Feeling ashamed, Gaizo pleaded, "Help me, tortoise. I'll never be greedy again." The tortoise, wise and kind, chewed through the vine until Gaizo tumbled to the ground. Exhausted and humbled, Gaizo thanked the tortoise and walked away, vowing never to let greed control him again. As the sun disappeared behind the horizon, Gaizo lay under a tree, grateful to be free. Fireflies danced around him, and the cool breeze carried the songs of crickets. From that day, Gaizo changed. He learned to take only what he needed and appreciate the beauty of life around him. The tortoise's words stayed with him forever: greed is a trap that will catch even the cleverest among us. And so, the savanna remained peaceful, with lessons of wisdom whispered through its winds. One morning, as the sun climbed over the savanna, Gaizo woke to the sound of chatter. He followed the noise to a gathering of animals by the watering hole. In the center stood a lively meerkat named Kimo, waving his tiny arms. "Friends!" Kimo exclaimed. "I've discovered something extraordinary, a hidden valley full of fruits, honey, and sparkling water. But the journey is dangerous." The animals murmured nervously. Gaizo stepped forward. "I'll join you, Kimo. I owe the savanna for the kindness it's shown me. Let me help." Kimo grinned. "Great, but remember, Gaizo, the valley's treasures are meant to be shared, not hoarded." "I understand," Gaizo said, though the idea of a valley brimming with riches stirred an old temptation in his heart. The journey began through a dense, thorny forest. Sunlight barely pierced the canopy, and the air was thick with the scent of earth and damp leaves. Kimo led the way, chattering about the wonders of the hidden valley. As they walked, Gaizo noticed a small bird struggling to free itself from a thorn bush. He paused, his old instincts urging him to move on. But something inside him had changed. Carefully, Gaizo used his teeth to free the bird. "Thank you," the bird chirped, flying off. Kimo gave Gaizo a knowing look. "You're learning, my friend." Gaizo smiled. For the first time, he felt the joy of helping others. The next challenge was a wide, rushing river. The animals hesitated, unsure how to cross. Gaizo studied the scene and noticed a fallen log nearby. With a burst of effort, he dragged the log into the water, creating a makeshift bridge. "Follow me," Gaizo called, stepping onto the log. One by one, the animals crossed, their trust in Gaizo growing. But halfway across, the log wobbled, and Kimo nearly slipped into the rapids. Gaizo quickly steadied him, his heart racing. "Careful, Kimo. We'll make it together," Gaizo said, his voice steady. When they reached the other side, the group cheered. Gaizo felt a warmth in his chest that no feast could ever provide. After days of travel, the group finally reached the hidden valley. It was more magnificent than Kimo had described. Trees hung heavy with ripe fruits, bees buzzed around golden honeycombs, and a crystal-clear spring bubbled in the center. The animals scattered, marveling at the abundance. Gaizo's eyes widened as he saw a tree laden with juicy meat scraps, a rare sight in the wild. The temptation clawed at him. "No one would notice if I took just a little more," Gaizo thought. But as he reached for the meat, he remembered the tortoise's words, "Greed is a trap that will catch even the cleverest among us." Instead, Gaizo stepped back and called to the others. "Come, share this with me. There's enough for everyone." The animals gathered, grateful for Gaizo's gesture. For the first time, Gaizo felt the true richness of sharing. As the animals enjoyed the valley's treasures, a deep voice echoed through the trees. "Who dares to enter our valley?" Out of the shadows stepped two great elephants, their tusks gleaming. They were the guardians of the valley. Kimo stepped forward nervously. "We mean no harm. We only wish to share in the valley's abundance." The elephants studied the group. "Many come here with greed in their hearts. Why should we trust you?" Gaizo bowed his head. "I was once greedy too, but I've learned the value of sharing. If you allow us to stay, we will take only what we need and leave the valley as beautiful as we found it." The elephants nodded slowly. "Very well, but remember, greed will not go unpunished." The animals stayed in the valley for a few days, enjoying its bounty while respecting its balance. Gaizo took on the role of a guide, ensuring everyone took only what they needed. Before leaving, Gaizo approached the elephants. "Thank you for trusting us. I promise to carry the lessons of this valley back to the savannah." As the group returned home, the savannah felt different to Gaizo. The grass seemed greener, the sky brighter, and the animals friendlier. He realized that true wealth wasn't in taking more but in appreciating what was already there. From that day on, Gaizo became a leader, teaching others the importance of balance, kindness, and sharing. And the savannah flourished under his newfound wisdom.
Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, comment and like this video for more videos.